Contraceptive use and nutrient deficiencies. There are some significant nutrient deficiencies that cause all sorts of health problems due to contraceptive use. So you got to know these so you can prevent these disorders. In this video, I'm going to talk all about this and more, and we're going to get started right now. Well, hello everyone, I'm Dr. Glenn Harrison and welcome to this week's segment of Why. This is where we take just a few minutes to answer some of the most common health-related questions that I see in my office every day. So the conversation is really about nutrient deficiencies and contraceptive use. So contraceptives have been around for a long, long time, birth control, and it's like a global use of contraceptives to some extent. And they're used, of course, for, preventing pregnancies, number one, but there's another reason why they're commonly prescribed. They're given out a lot, and that's pelvic inflammatory disorders, menstrual irregularities, problems with periods, etc. So there's a lot of females on contraceptives for many different reasons. So a lot of times these individuals are given the contraceptive, but there's no other information, So they're given the contraceptive, but there's massive deficiencies associated with contraceptive use. Almost all contraceptive use is something you need to know because all sorts of health disorders start happening. So today we're not going to talk about all health side effects or disorders or potential disorders as a result of contraceptives because there's a lot of them. There's one that's a thyroid issue. I talk about it in a link below when I talk about the whole thyroid. It's an hour-long presentation and I get into contraceptives that there's a high risk of developing low thyroid function. It's commonly missed. So you might want to take a look at that video below, the link below. But today's about nutrient deficiencies, something that you can do today, right? So the first nutrient deficiency that I see, and it's all over the research too, is vitamin B6, depletions in vitamin B6. Now, when vitamin B6 gets depleted, there's a few things that happen. One of the first things that you'll see is mood disorders, fluctuations in moods that you really can't put your finger on. Okay, so that's one thing. You'll see a lot of fatigue and a lot of overall fatigue, a lot of causes to fatigue, but B vitamin deficiency, specifically B6 will do this. You'll see lack of mental clarity, lack of focus and concentration, so brain fog associated with B6 deficiencies. You'll also see any collagen tissue in the body becoming depleted, not restoring. And so this can be skin, hair, nails, even joints. B6 is a major rebuilder of these tissues, if you want to put it that way. So, and it can be significant. A lot of times you'll see significant changes in B6 deficiencies in someone's skin versus someone who doesn't have a B6 deficiency. So that's a common one. And you'll also see reduced immune function with B6, but all B vitamins to some extent play into the immune system. So, it is kind of complicated, but those are some with B6. Now, nutrient deficiencies don't end there. There's also a few other B vitamins that it likes to eradicate or eliminate from the body. And that would be, what do we have? We have riboflavin is one, and B6 or B9 and B12. So riboflavin, B9, B12. Those three are another targets for being depleted out of the body. So what can you do about these? Well, first we should kind of know some of the symptoms that get severe. You'll see mood issues with this, B9 and B12 deficiencies. You'll also see some, again, I mentioned hair, skin, and nails. That's more B9 and B12. So a lot of these symptoms between these B vitamins kind of vary. They vary. If it gets bad enough, the B9 and B12 deficiencies, you will actually develop something called pernicious anemia. This is a very severe form of anemia that creates a whole host of problems. Okay, this is different from iron deficiency anemia. I've made videos on those. So you got to be careful with this stuff because if it's not figured out and you're on a contraceptive for a while and maybe months or a couple of years and you start to notice these symptoms, it might not be recognized that it was that contraceptive that was started, months or even years ago. So you really got to pay attention to this. I don't even take a risk anymore if someone's on contraceptives and they're not on something like a B complex. I recommend for this concern that we're talking about today, I recommend a B complex. I don't recommend just B6 and then B9 and then B12 and then riboflavin, because what happens is you can dose too high on these and there's a problem with that as well. So I do recommend a B complex. There's many different B complexes out there. Don't buy from a big block store or a Walmart or any of that. There's no quality control. In fact, I did a video with a colleague of mine, Dr. Colby, on our sister channel, which is Brainstorming with the Docs. There's podcasts and everything, and we talked about how to find effective nutritional supplementation, what to look for. You might want to take a look at that. I'll put a link in the comments of this video as well. Hopefully it'll help you navigate through it. So not all supplements are the same, and anything you're taking that isn't coming from your garden or is in the original food source, like a supplement, be careful and really criticize it and make sure that you're really watching it. One that I like, a B complex, and not all B complexes are the same. So if you're looking for a B complex to work against potential deficiencies from contraceptive use, make sure it's definitely going to have B6, B9, B12, and riboflavin to a minimum. Most B complexes have more than this. Some even have less. The one that I recommend is that I use in my office, but I use a few different kinds. But one I really like is called Super B-Zyme by Apex Energetics. This is a doctor-prescribed supplement. You can access it by clicking the link below. You got to request a code, but you can do that. And we can send you the information, just a code that you can order it yourself. But Super B-Zyme is really, really great. It's not only a whole array of B vitamins, but there's enzymes in it that help break down the B vitamins, so the B supplement you're taking actually even goes farther. So it's more potent. Be careful with this stuff. You need less of it, but it goes much farther, and it's very, very pure. No impurities in Apex Energetics products or many other professional grade products. So a little bit to take in here, but if you know of anybody that's struggling with these symptoms, you can have them reach out to us. We can help, but always consider nutrient deficiencies associated with contraceptive use, because it creates a whole host of problems, and people forget what they are. And people are prescribed these medications, and they're not even given these scenarios what we're talking about today. That's why we're talking about them. But make sure you talk to your medical provider if you have any bizarre symptoms after the use of contraceptive use or changes in brands or any of that. Tricking your body into being pregnant does raise havoc on the body, and you got to buffer it with everything you can. So anyway, hope that was helpful. I look forward to talking to you next day, where we're going to answer the why to another health related question. Have a great day.